Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is Biking Buddies. Yes, you are in the right place, the motovlog channel. We're out on the bike today. I'm on a voyage of discovery for myself. I've got a couple of hidden gems to find, one in a trail and one in the beautiful head of the Rievaulx Valley. So as always, in fine Biking Buddies fashion, grab yourself a brew and come with me on this week's Biking Buddies upload. Let's roll VT.
Where do you go when you're young, when you're restless, when you're fun, cause you're desperate? Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison, what's your pleasure?
Okay then folks, so that is the titles out of the way. Let me explain in a little bit more detail what I'm up to today in this Biking Buddies adventure motovlog. Well, as you can see, I am high up on the moors, the North Yorkshire moors to be precise, and we're actually on the Arden estate. We're going to head ourselves across to the east a little bit and drop down into the utterly beautiful Rye Dale Valley, and there's a little trail in there. I believe it's an inauspicious trail, but it's probably one of the prettiest trails that I'll ride. And it's also got at the head of that trail Rievaulx Abbey, so I'm going to have a little look at that. I have optimistically brought the drone with me. It is desperately cold today, temperatures hovering around about 2 to 3 degrees, so again, onion boy has set in, more layers than an onion. But that said, the sun is shining, we've got a hazy wispy sky, but just have a look around us there. As you saw in that intro opener, what an unbelievable place to ride, and what an absolutely fantastic view that we've got. So this may turn out to be a bit of a short video, I don't know, but either way, we're still in dry January, so grab a brew, leave the beers at home, and let's get stuck right into this video straight away. And straight from the off we can see that we've got a very crystal clear, crisp day today. We do go across a little bit of arable land as we drop down towards Arden Hall, and there are quite a few sheep. I can see them over there in the field. Typically we do have to be very careful this time of year. Got to be careful per se with livestock, but particularly this time of year, because the sheep will be heavily with lambs, and the last thing we want to do is go tearing through there, startling the livestock, and potentially some of the sheep losing those lambs. So we will be tiptoeing through the fields of livestock as we go. But I'm sure you will agree that this area that we're riding in today, wowzers. And whilst the trails are not going to be hugely challenging, I am flying solo again. My wingman is predisposed at the moment due to join me shortly. But yes, there won't be particularly challenging routes, although they won't be completely benign. It's certainly not going to be the type of stuff where I'm going to need assistance, I hope. Famous last words. Wow, just look at that. That is pretty much the Rye Dale Valley down there. Just as I'm working my way towards the big house, just taking it nice and steady across this field of livestock. But yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful place. And just for those of you that are not overly familiar with the area, that watch the videos further afield, we are on the very northwestern shoulder of the national park, pretty much right on the boundary edge where the national park drops into the Vale of Mowbray and then transitions across to the Yorkshire Dales. It's not a hugely well travelled area, both by foot or by powered vehicle, but it is one that is astronomically pretty, and I really should come across here more often really, albeit there is a section, for me anyway, just a little bit of a section of arterials to get down here, but man alive, it is most definitely worth it. So we pick a descent up here at the same time that we picked the wall up to our left. That marks the immediate boundary of Arden Hall, the big house, which will be down to my left. We won't really be able to see it for the tree cover, but it is one spectacular building, and it is also the residence of the namesake for the Arden estate, which is where we're dutifully riding. And there we are, pretty much at the bottom of the descent. I can see the big house down there through the trees. Arguably it is the better time to see it this time of year without all the foliage, but man alive, what a beautiful descent this is. Just dropping down through the tree line, then you pick the metalled road up, and this is where we really explore the upper reaches of the Rye Dale Valley. And whilst I don't ordinarily feature a lot of road sections on the ride, I'm going to feature a little bit on here because this is, coming up certainly, it'll be one of the little hidden gems. I pre-programmed the route into the phone down there that you can see, and that is with the OS app on the phone that enables me to do that on the laptop, on the computer at home, and then it's uploaded to the OS platform, which naturally syncs with the phone. So yes, it's an incredibly handy and it's free app to use. Who could want for more just riding in this beautiful scenery on the Arden Estate? Well, arguably you could want to own the Arden Estate, would be incredible, but that said, no, we are mere just humble passers through, but we do get to enjoy this splendid part of the world. Look at this, and all on our doorstep. Okay, so I've just pulled up here just halfway across between the big house and the next little lane that I'm looking to find, only to show and share with you this absolutely spectacular and amazing view. And this is what I was talking about with the upper reaches of the Rye Valley. You've got these very heavily steep-sided indents where the little tributaries come down and join the main valley down that runs towards Helmsley and off down towards York. It is an absolutely magnificent day, as you can see. And as I mentioned there in the last ride video that I did, a lot of what I like to do, certainly when I'm out and about trail riding, is partly hustling the bike up and down the terrain, but also for the views that we're looking at behind us. And I think for me, that is just as important and just as rewarding as it is riding the bike. So without further ado, let's get on our way. I do believe there is a little bit of a water crossing, and that sign over there that says ford 1 mile is indicative, but it is a little tributary. We haven't had much rain for the last week or so, so fingers crossed we should be okay on that front. 2, 1. Now I believe, and common sense would prevail, that the ford is at the bottom of this unbelievably pretty descent. You can see by the state of the trail in front of me there, well, actually this isn't a trail, this is a proper road, not even a legal byway road. This is a road. Oh yep, I think I can see it down there in front of me. It's just where the road dips into the river, by all accounts, looking at the mappage. So it'll be interesting to see. Does it look deep? Maybe a little bit. Let's have a quick ponder. Now the beauty with this one is it's got a concrete, that looks okay. It does have a concrete bottom, so unlike a river crossing, yeah, this is okay. It's probably only about 6 inches deep, but yes, unlike a river crossing, this is nice and smooth on the bottom. Fantastic. I really enjoyed that. Not quite sure what it will be like in a torrent. Probably okay. But yeah, what a beautiful part of the world, eh? And when you've got things like that, just natural features. So that really was kind of a little bit en route to the new to me trail, which incidentally we're not there yet. I will let you know when we're just about there. We've got a little bit of a hill climb to do, and then we descend down into the beautiful Rye Dale, and that's where we'll get our glimpses of Rievaulx Abbey, and hopefully it'll be still enough that we can actually get the drone in the air and get some overheads of the Abbey. Fingers crossed. Man, I just love this type of terrain, and this is all new to me. I've never been down here, not ever in my life, to be fair, so you know, plotting this out on the OS map app is absolutely incredible. You burst out of these little deep, steep-sided valleys, bam, right up into the sunlight, and then typical North Yorkshire, you're up into these very big plateaus. Absolutely fantastic. Well folks, now I'm starting to descend, so I've got a very eerie feeling that I'm getting close to this little trail. I can certainly see that on the OS map. In fact, I do believe I think I'm here. Yes, indeed I am here. no access to Harriet Air Farm. Okay, so this trail I do believe in the main is a metalled road, but I do think there are sections of it that probably turn a little bit more trail-esque. But either way, it's new to me, and it's one that I'm quite keen to look at. We are dropping directly down into Rye Dale, the upper reaches of Rye Dale. Now we should hang a left here. Might be time to it's suitable for motor vehicles. That's always a good sign for us. Yeah, I thought this was going to turn into a little bit more trail-like. So what we will do, folks, is we will bid farewell to you on mirror cam. Thank you very much, guys. It's been real. And yeah, this is the beautiful Rye Dale with the River Rye down there. And at the very bottom, we have got Rievaulx Abbey. I don't know a vast amount about Rievaulx Abbey. I shall leave it to you to Google that one if you see fit. Aside of the fact that there are a vast amount of remains there. It is a monk's abbey, as far as I'm aware. Mind, aren't they all? Yeah, this is quite a nice little trail. It's just very picturesque, very pretty. As I say, nothing too arduous and nothing too taxing. Famous last words. And just glancing down at the OS app on the phone there just to check I am in the right way. Again, a bit of livestock to my left, so we've just got to be mindful and respectful of those. Wow, look at this. There's something quite nice about doing a new trail, even if it's an inauspicious trail such as this one, because it takes you into areas where you've never been before and you've never seen. I can just see the turrets there of Rievaulx Abbey. I'm going a bit slow just to take it all in and just have a look. The River Rye down there to my left. Okay. And I think after we come over the bridge, looking at the map there, we pick up more of a metalled section. This is unbelievably pretty. Look at this. And alright, you could drive a transit van along here. That's not really the point. As I said there in the earlier sections of this video and the previous ones, a lot of trail riding for me is enjoying the spectacular scenery. Now we do come up to a hairpin split shortly where we actually turn left. We can go right. And here we are on said split. This might actually be a good spot to launch the drone from, to be fair. I'm a little bit out the way, so let's get the bike turned off. This is where Rievaulx Abbey is, and we can just see the abbey over there. So let's get the drone in the air and have a little look. It might also be a good spot to have some lunch as well. Wow, I mean, sitting here just having a little bit of lunch, enjoying the dronage there that you guys have just seen. It is incredibly warm just in that sunshine. I'm completely out of any wind, and yes, you really could stay here forever. What a beautiful place, beautiful lanes, and the Rye Dale Valley, I mean, as you can see there, stretching out in front of us with the abbey that you've just seen on the drone, just absolutely magnificent and superb. But we can't stay here all day. We have got trails to dispatch, and dispatch there must be. So without further ado, let's get on our merry way and work our way up this hill. As I said, this is all new to me, inauspicious but incredibly pretty, and one that I will certainly try to incorporate within routes to come. Little squirrel on the ground there, don't know whether you can pick him up. Go on, Mr. Squirrel, there he is. And so far, yeah, I've pretty much had the day to myself. I have seen 3 guys on KTMs on 1190s go through. Whoa, let me just check on, oh, so we're straight ahead. That's the thing with not knowing where you are. Yeah, they were on 1190s, went straight through, and which was quite nice. I was just having a spot of lunch there, but they did stop just to check that I was okay, which is, I guess, that brotherhood of just riding, off-road trail riding, just checking that everybody's alright. I am absolutely loving this course. Once I, another squirrel, this is squirrel-tastic, grey squirrel's mind. Once I'm out of this, I'll be back onto more familiar trails, being Colden Mill, etc., with a final flurry and a flourish over Rudland Rig to take me back home into the Tees Valley. And yeah, once we're up onto the tops, we then pick up the infamous Helmsley TT, the Billsdale Road, which I haven't been on for such a long time. But we're on the very edges of it anyway, so not to worry. We aren't on that road very long, and then we break away again back onto the little tiny back roads and off for something a little bit more interesting and trail-like. Oh, bit of water there. You never know with water, as in puddles like that, how deep they're going to be. Sometimes the agricultural vehicles that they've got, the ground clearance can be measured in feet rather than in inches. Let me have a look. This is a to me gate, yes. Superb. So there is the Helmsley TT, the arterial. I'll get this gate. The ground's still relatively frozen. I don't know whether you can see there, just patches of ice. But it does make it a little easier to do the gate duty. And that's us looking south over Rye Dale, pretty much down towards York. Absolutely amazing day. If you're in the shade, the temperature's around about 2 to 3 degrees. If you're in the sun, as we are now, it's anywhere from 4 to 6. I thoroughly enjoy this trail that we've got ahead of us now. It does get a little bit rutty, but when we pop out from the trees at the top, we have an incredible vista looking north, which is ultimately our destination route across the national park, with the sun westing, as you can see there from the angel shadows there behind me. This will look quite spectacular when I pop out of the gate at the top. So that's enough chatting, let's get on with the show. And you can certainly see why this is fantastic. There is something rather nice about riding, kind of, well, not kind of, but rather riding in winter as we are, is typically you don't really see anybody, so you sort of have the place entirely to yourself, which is quite nice. Very rutted, this trail, so I do have to be quite careful. A lot of weight distribution thrown around there, just as the bike is just bouncing from rock to rock. But yeah, very quickly we lose the tree line, as you see, and we start to get that feel of a little bit of open upland moorland, albeit we are deep in the arables. And there's the gate at the top that signifies the sharp right hand turn for this trail, where we follow the escarpment along and we enjoy these unparalleled views. Now the gate's open, which is quite good. I will stop and close, although that said, there's a lot of quad marks here. So yeah, here we are across the top of the escarpment. Well, let's just pause momentarily just to take take in this view. I mean, wow, just fantastic. The entirety of the North Yorkshire Moors. As I mentioned in the opener there, we're on the western edge of the national park. We're now looking northeast, so we've pretty much got the whole of the national park directly in front of us, and what an unbelievable place this is. We're going to drop down shortly into Colden Mill, and then we're going to pick up this ridgeline that we can see all the way off into the distance, and that's our homeward stretch, which is Rutland Rig. Okie doke then, folks, so here we have the transitional points from being on road at the very southern tip of Rutland Rig, and then we transition to being off-road. Do need to be a little bit mindful now. Temperature is just hovering around that 3 degrees, which is typically just on that ice forming point. I would imagine the higher we climb, then we may drop a degree or two. So I was talking earlier there, just a little bit about dropping the temperature. Don't know whether you can see there on the side of the track. Hopefully you can. That's quite a bit of snow, quite a bit of ice there in the ditch, and quite a bit of ice in the puddles there. Not too much of a drama because it hasn't quite got down into the substrate yet, but even with the impact glasses on that I'm wearing, man alive, this wind is face tinglingly cold. It's a good job that I've got a flask of hot tea with me, because I will be stopping at the viewpoint just over the crown just to enjoy a nice hot brew. But yeah, man alive, it is cold on the face. The rest of me is absolutely toasty warm, which is superb. Just an indicator that I've got the right combination of gear on today. Now, arguably the best time to do Rutland Rig, in my very humble opinion, is either first thing in the morning, going north to south with the sun kind of off and behind you, or as we are now, late in the evening, travelling south to north with the sun off and behind you. And when you crest over the top here, the views that you're afforded down to the Tees Valley are quite literally something else. Look at that. Just absolutely incredible. It doesn't matter how many times you do the rig and in what sort of manner or guise that you do it in, you just never cease to be amazed by that view. Wow, I mean, you crest over here and look at that. Just amazing. Well then, folks, so that sees pretty much the end of my ride. I'm going to drop off the edge of Rutland Rig back down towards Bankfoot Farm. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly have enjoyed the voyage of discovery. A couple of people and a couple of very fluffy dogs. Afternoon, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, where were we? We were rounding the video off there quite nicely. Okay, yes, as I was saying, if you have enjoyed the video half as much as I have enjoyed making the video and certainly riding those new trails, or new to me area and a new trail, as well as taking in a little bit of dronage with Rievaulx Abbey. Well then, folks, if you haven't done so already, then please hit that subscribe button. It does wonders for the YouTube algorithms, as does giving the video a like as well. If you do feel the need to make a comment, both positive or negative, I do my level best to reply to all of the comments, and as much in a timely manner as I possibly can. So I'm going to enjoy this spectacular, lofty, aerated view coming off the top of Rutland Rig. And wherever you are, guys, whatever you're doing, whatever you're up to, I hope that the year is treating you well so far. And as always, keep it safe, keep it shiny side up, and we'll catch you for the next one. Cheers, folks. Bye now, bye.